Hey guys, welcome again to the second episode of University of Digital Marketing. My name is Saurabh Banerjee, as you know, and today we have a special guest, a friend of mine actually, with the name of Syed Zishan Ali. He's been known as the front end and as well as a back end developer, and the rest we are going to see what all he has in his story level, as well as we'll have some of the questions being asked by the students as well. Hi Zishan, I welcome you to
Hi,
the
Saurabh.
university. Hi, hello. How are
Hi.
you doing?
Fine, fine. Thank you for this opportunity, Saurabh. It's good
Fine,
to have
fine.
you on the and me myself on University of Digital Marketing with you.
It's a pleasure for me to be uh, of meeting such a kind of personality into this kind of state. So, guys, Zishan Ali is having around the 14 years of a coding experience altogether in the market, and he has been into this journey from a decade now, as we can say. So, Zishan, I'll be having some of the questions, uh,
Yeah.
that the students as well as the entire. We have a survey actually where the students wants to know
Okay.
about the coding line and all. Okay, so first thing is like describe about yourself and what are the work ethics that you do, and how did you chosen this coding line in your career?
Okay, fine. Actually, I've after my graduation, I did my engineering and then masters from engineering college, and then later on, I decided to join for let's say for a teaching professional job as a corporate trainer, or you can say professionally in an engineering college. So I started my career from that point of view, and later on I started doing some research work. And parallelly, I've started to work on some coding part as it's a part of my subject. Like lots of languages are there. So myself, I have chosen front end and back end development. In front end, obviously, there are a lot of technologies out there in the market, and back end either also. So, it's quite a bit challenging to maintain both different streams at the same time. But yeah, it's a good journey and it's so much adventurous nowadays. As you have seen, the market has going up and up and up, and it will go up further in the future also. So, as per my experience, study and coding both are similar things, but you need to do some practical work. Without doing practical work, it's almost impossible and it's very tedious to achieve right now what the market wants from your side, right? So as far as I have seen, the all aspect of coding line, all aspect of the current student scenario and the current mentality that all students are having, the things are drastically changing. And at some point, students needs to focus because I'll share some PPT, one tools PPT along with you, because that part I believe is very important for a beginner. It's okay for a experienced person, a software person, because he or she can manage, or he or she can make him or herself on the right track if he or she feels that this is not good and this is going to it's too difficult, like that.
Okay, so Zishan, I would like to know the thing that you have made that you are into
Yeah.
front end and as well as a back end developer. So what does
Yeah.
actually it means? What you guys do in the front end and what you guys as a person you do in the back end for a project, let's say for example.
Yeah, good question. Good question. See, front end, I'll be going to define it in very simple words. Front end is a part that a normal user normal sees it, and normal user uses it and experiences it, or rather, I should say, works on it. Let's take an example of a Google site, right? Normal website or normal user wants to search something, then he or she just type it on the web browser. What is XYZ? What is the review of XYZ movie and all? And further, accordingly to that, the best possible result get displayed. Okay, so all this process where you have started as a user until now, till up to the result which you have showed on the screen, this whole thing, this whole particular cycle deals with the front end part. And as far as the back end part, let's say you want to create a website and you want some information from your client or from the user, from my students also, right? So uh, as a normal user, I enter like name, age, address, and my other details over there. And whenever I click on it, the data is gets saved on them somewhere else. So that is somewhere else deals with the backend part. So right now we have Android phone, iOS phone, and wireless smartphone devices. Culture is getting so much high right now these days. Fine. So as far as about the front end and back end part, both are doing their job not only in the world of websites that we use on laptop or PC, but also in your other wireless devices also. Right now, it may be possible, or I think it has also launched in the market that you can access all these things from your smartwatches, right? So as a front end developer, we need to keep not only the coding part, how the structure will look like from this HTML part, but also we also have to look about the styling part, how our website is going to visible to a user. It should be attractive. If a normal person,
Is the styling part we are talking about here is the CSS?
yeah, I'm just
Okay.
all about to start the topic. Okay,
Okay.
so let's say we have just created a structure by using simple HTML part, and later if we want to some styling part, we want a good border over there, good layout, good dynamic website, dynamic effects. Then it comes with another later on technologies like CSS part. And nowadays there are lots of frameworks of CSS are also available in the market. So as per the user's choice, we need to create it and we need to deliver the product of our client also. But the main thing in this part of a front end developer is the first thing is that the convenience of the user. It means it should be attractive, it should be easy to manipulate, it should be easy to access it. Let's say I want to purchase something from a Flipkart or Amazon site. So how attractive the site is. The first thing a user or let's say a teenager wants to access or wants to purchase something, he or she gets attracted to the design of the website. So that part deals or that part comes under the front end developer part.
Okay. So, in terms of this front end development as well as the back end development, people says that it's very difficult to code those things.
Oh,
The coding line over here, the front end developer. If let's say, for example, if I want to be a front end developer, the coding is unknown to me. You know, I don't know the codings.
yeah.
And also, do you guys have any kind of software where you just type a word, and according to that, that software is going to frame you those things that you are thinking of, like we have in Amazon. When you type over there, you see a lot of searches over there
Yeah.
simultaneously. Do you have such kind of softwares in front end as well as in back end part
Uh,
for coding?
See, it depends upon the user's choice or the coder's choice. For example, if you
Okay.
want to code, if you want to uh, make it something like, so we have several options. For example, we have a WordPress. A WordPress is a software that's basically deal with drag and drop options.
Correct.
Very few coding options are there. So if a
Correct.
normal user or a school student can create a website, but the major part comes in that it's not secure. It's not
Right.
secure. So
Right.
at the end you have to work on it. At the end you have to code it. At the end you have to prepare for the coding part, because without it you can't achieve it. Yeah.
Okay.
So now the second part is that you have asked about the coding part. Yes, obviously it starts with the basics part. uh, if someone wants to be a coder, then he or she must and should have a knowledge of basic structure of programming language. You can say that
Hmm.
it can start with the C language, that most institutes always start with the part, because it's good to have a structure in your mind how you are going to build the overall structure of your website.
Okay. So, you said about the WordPress now. Uh,
Yeah.
I remember that when we used to be in the college days, the coding was not taught in a deep manner. If you also suggest that what are the things were missing by our tutors, that is the college faculties, that why this coding line has been not been taught. And one more thing is there that the companies like Whitehead Junior and all, these all people
Yeah.
are now teaching this coding line more in depth to all these, either the fresher level or either the school level or
Okay.
either 10th pass. So, do you think that is feasible? So, I have two questions over here. The first is the college days, the coding has not been taught, and do you think it's feasible enough to teach The 10th class students, the coding line and all.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with your first question. Uh, yes. Previously, it was not taught because the curriculum was not designed as per the market need, right? But yes, now from past 2 to 3 years, all the curriculums have been updated from the government side. Let's say if I talk
Okay,
about
from the
India,
government side.
then yeah, AICT have all you can say all changed or revised the syllabus and have added lots of new technologies like cloud computing, IoT, web technologies, Python in lower semester. I'm not talking about higher semesters also. So you can say that that was one of the reasons that previously it was not taught in the college days. But yes, now the things are changing. Even in fact, I would like to share one more details with you. Is that you know in 4 year of curriculum in engineering, the students have to go for vocational training 2 times, right? After the second year and after the third year, 6 semester part. So the government have made mandatory rules or guidelines that they have to undergo for a internship, not for the training part. Okay, 4 weeks internship is mandatory. So anyhow, they have to go or they have to work under software company and do some 2 to 3 months of minimum projects for that. Okay, so this thing part is very good right now. Right now, as it's moving so much in a good track. And about the second part, that Whitehead Junior and other
Mhm.
big players are in the market, which have initiated a new kind of concept that to introducing programming and coding in the school level, right?
Yes.
I think hard coding should not be taught on school level because coding is a part that always keeps on updating. See,
Mhm.
it's very important to understand. It keeps on updating for us and for an adult. It's very good because we can cope up and we can make changes over there. But for a school student, if you start at, let's say you have started Python over there. Yeah, I have heard that in the 10th or 11th
They
curriculum they have started
they teach Python.
initiated Python. Yeah, Python also. So the problem is that after completion of that curriculum, after completion of Python, when they join for engineering, they will always search for Python, Python, Python.
Yes.
But this is not the scenario. There are lots of other subjects are there that they have to cover. So let's say if I have to go in computer science field, or I have to become a web developer, front end developer, or software developer, then I better start with the basics. Always basics.
Yeah. Saying
Okay,
that, I have
so
one more question over here. Saying that, I have one more question here. The Python that has been taught in the school level, the Python language that has been taught in the college level, and the Python that has been doing in the industry level
yeah,
are all different.
yeah, yeah, different. Obviously, yes, yes,
So the student who has studied in the school level, the student has who has studied in the college level, is not what he is going to deliver in in the industry level.
yes,
The person is going to
definitely.
say that what I have learned in the Python language, because the things that I'm seeing in the industry level is far beyond my imaginations, right?
Yeah,
Since Python itself is such a big coding languages and all, uh, how does this people can cope up? Because if the college does not, you have 4 years of time over there. If the college person does not deliver those things which is running in the industry, then how
yeah.
these students can make up their near future? Then what do you think?
uh, it's very difficult. It's very tedious because I just want to share one more one of my experiences that before
Right.
last month, one of my senior friend called me. He's in school, so he's teaching Python subject over there. So he wants to show live projects to the students, right? But the problem is that he said to me, even I show them the whole project, they won't be able to understand it. So that's the issue. Okay, see, obviously the age gap is so much a big thing. At the age of 16, 17, it's not possible to understand whole thing. Because if you want to catch up or is to cope up with the Python part, or if you want to cope up with higher languages, then you have to start from the C language data structure part, which is missing in the school curriculum. Data
And
structure part is so important,
yes, and these all things that I remember when we used to have in the college line, these C, C++, Java, and all, SQL and all connectivities and all, these used to take
Yeah,
us around 4 years completely. to
Yeah.
understand these things theoretically, not practically. Now, does these things the colleges provide in practical way now?
Yeah, obviously. They have started in their curriculum also, and it's going well. It's going well. Definitely,
Okay.
it's going
Are
well.
they teaching deep now, or are they just taking it from top and just explaining about the objects and all these all things are there? Are they
They are
going
going
deep?
deep. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
They
great.
are taking deep dive over there. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay, great. One more question I have. So, do you suggest freshers to take a specialization course in coding and then move on to the IT industry? Because once they cross the college line, let's say, for example, a person says that I have been working to a CS company or IT, this thing subject I've chosen, and I know Python uh, as a proud feeling. He says that, oh, I know Python, sir. You just ask me any questions. Do you think that confidence level is far better to cross the interview, or do they need
Uh,
any kind of specialization extra so that they can understand what all goes on in the industry, and then they can cope up with all those things and then adopt it? Take some time after the college level, like 2 3 months, do some specialization course on the Python language, which is been taught in the industries, and then move ahead.
okay.
What do you say?
See, here there are two things. If a student is pursuing under graduation from engineering college and if he and she are selected IT or computer science, then it may not be mandatory for that student to undergo for such courses. It may. I'm just coming to the point. Why I'm saying this, because if that student is quite good in programming from engineering in 4 year and have done lots of vocational training or completed a lot of internship, then he or she can easily crack the campus recruitment part. But yes, if a student which is weak, which suppose he or she thinks that he's not up to the mark, as per the requirement of the industry, as well as let's say another student who belongs to non-tech curriculum. Okay, let's say a BCom student, let's say a BA student, or a BSc student who doesn't have any much further deep knowledge about the coding part. Then yes, definitely he or she has to go for the extra course curriculum part, which has been right now launching by different companies. It's a good practice. Okay, and if a CS or IT student wants to do this, then definitely it will help him or her to get more packages from the big players of the company like Deloitte, PwC Capital. They are in fact Power Capital. I have heard from one of my students offering 40 to 45 LPA to freshers also. And after 3 to 4 years, uh, my student said, he told me that if you are having 4 to 5 years of experience, then the company can offer up to 70 LPA also. So
That's
that's the
great.
scenario.
That's great. That's great. Moving on to my next question, Vishant, that how long can be a duration to learn this Python language? Because uh, as you also know, as I also know, that Python is changing nowadays, right? It's making itself strong. New things coming up, and according to that, you are adopting the Python languages, the new chunks, the new methods of learning Python becomes updated time to time, right?
Yeah.
So which current thing is adopting in the market? How would I understand that, and how do I adopt those things? What is the duration to learn all those new things which is coming up in the market? Let's say, for example, if I want to create anything new, which is absolutely new in the market, let's say, for example, what things I have to deploy on that? What is going to be the duration to learn all those things? Because it's a very deep subject, as I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, if you are saying about specifically Python, I'll add some other technologies to that topic also. Python, basic Python, you can or anyone can understand within a 1 month. But nowadays, there are various streams that has been added, like data science, data analytics, business analytics. Okay, and lots of master's courses are being added by famous universities. In fact, one of my student did a from Symbiosis Pune in data science also. So as far as about Python, it has lot of packages, lot of different libraries as per the requirement. If some student wants to pursue some certification course in the field of data science, then it may take up the whole course. I'm talking about whole course, 8 to 9 months. Such a big plot.
8 to 9 months if the person is
Eight
pursuing
to
this
nine months
course.
data
Just
science.
think,
Yeah, complete
just
data science
think
course.
of, just think of the duration it is going to end up with.
Yeah,
By the time the
it's
new thing
very
will come up,
difficult.
by the time the new thing
New
will come up
thing
in the market,
new thing will come up to the market, as well as let's say about data science. Obviously the front end will be on the working platform will be let's say Python, but the syllabus and the curriculum, students should have to understand what curriculum they are going to study, because right now the student just see over there, my friend is doing this course, okay, I'll just register
hmm,
over there also, and he or
correct,
she just wastes their money also. So
right,
I'll suggest that you better go for the curriculum part, because especially if I say about data science, it contains maximum portion of the mathematics, like statistics
mathematics. So
and
you have to
all
be
those.
very
Yeah,
good, strong into the
good, and
mathematics.
on the mathematics part. Yeah, yeah. So it's not for everyone. And I'll add one thing also about the front end part. Let's say someone want to become a front end developer, or
Right,
front end, back end, and middle end, which is nowadays called as full stack developer, which is the
full stack developer.
best
Okay, right.
requirement for the market of the
Mm-hmm.
industry. So the student have to start from the basics part, that is HTML part. Hardly it will take around 1 to 2 weeks. Similar for the CSS part. Yes, CSS has a lot of properties, more than 100 properties are there. But yes, student can cover it. Then later on, after completing HTML and CSS, the most important part the student have to cover is the JavaScript. It's the very basic part, I think, I believe, as far as I have seen for my experience. After JavaScript, now there are a lot of libraries, a lot of frameworks are there. Students can choose whatever he or she wants. Okay, so let's say I'll give you an example. Right now, React.js, Vue.js are so much famous in the market. So much, so much. Everywhere in the globe, heavy projects are just launching on that platform.
Okay, okay. So time is I mean, the time is big. Maybe
Big.
I say it's a bizarre time that is going to be devoted. And one more thing, that it's the learning stage that you said. 2 weeks of learning HTML. It's just a learning.
Yeah,
The person needs to deploy some more time onto it to have some pluses and minuses to that particular subject. What if I do with this, and what all things will can go with this? So learning stage is different. Making it in live, experimenting it in live is going to be different. And
yeah.
by the time the 9 months that you have said, or 8 to 9 months, the things will also get changed. So by the time your brain needs to be refreshed as well, right? So those all things are
Yeah.
there. Right.
Yeah, for that part, some company gives training for that special session, 2 to 3 month of training session if a new technology comes in the market, so that the
Right.
employees can cope up with that. Okay.
Okay. Great. I have one more question. That's going to be, I guess, my final question with you. Um, we have said about the salary that goes around 40 to 70,000. That's very
Yeah.
good. Uh, which areas, which locations in the market? So you have Chhattisgarh, you have Madhya Pradesh, you have Bangalore, you have Mumbai, you have Delhi. Which all areas provides you a very good and up to date courses in the market? Which all those uh, areas? I mean, the locations we have. You must be knowing a lot of locations, right? I'm
Yeah.
not sure about the institutes that you know, but you must be knowing some of the locations so that from there you can learn a very good coding line. What is your idea? What are your views?
See, in India, obviously, the first name comes as Bangalore, then Pune, Hyderabad, Noida, Kolkata. These big cities are there where definitely a lot of software companies are there, and a lot of startups are there regarding the courses students can complete from here. And nowadays we have online platform, so
Right.
you don't need to go over there. You can just start from your home also, and you can
Yes.
complete your all the journey of to learn the coding part also. And one
Right.
more thing is right now is good is that you student can easily find the internship part. We have various platform like LinkedIn. We have. So in
Mhm.
LinkedIn, 2 to 3 months of internships are there. Students can take benefit
Mhm.
from that also.
Okay,
In fact, some are paid, and if they perform well and good, then company can offer full-time job also.
that's great. That's great. Thank you, Zishan, for here, for being a speaker over here, and answering all those questions that all my students were having in their mind. I hope everyone who goes through this particular conference with Zishan must have an idea about the line of coding and the architectural, the entire areas where it is getting corrected to learn Python and the front end development and the back end development. It's a long journey, and you need to prepare yourself. The training companies are there. The salary is very good. 40 to 70 is the LPA that Zishan has said just now, and you do have the libraries as well, according to which you can learn. So these all things are the catchy lines that I can portray over here with this meeting. And I thank you, Zishan, for here for being a part of the
Thank you
University
for
of
inviting.
Digital.
Thank you, sir. For pleasure, all pleasure in mine.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
To watch more of such industry expert videos, subscribe to our channel.